Gabba gabba, hey drunken cock fans, this is Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming from the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, and we're here to announce that you have found and stumbled upon our show. We're very happy to have you. If you found this on podcast platforms, you will be sorely disappointed in the magic entertainment. However, the video will be uploaded to YouTube and Facebook. Remember, this show is an adult show, contains adult content. Have fun, stay safe, stay drunk, stay underwhelming. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's episode 47. We're back live. Yes, last week we pre-recorded because I was away on vacation. I am back home in the studio. Made it safe. I am the next orange man. I'm definitely going to get orange next time I go to Florida. That's for sure. It was hot down there. Anyways, we got a lot of shit to get into. Let's get it. Nope. Wrong one. There we go.
Show me your tits. This is a weird show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to episode 47 of the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, Season 2, presented to you by the Woolen Comedy Club. I am, of course, your humble host, Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming. I'm here with G-Dubs and the island boy himself, Collen, Doyle. We got some comments in early. Sean is here. True wisdom comes to each of us when we realize how little we understand about life, ourselves, and the world around us. Socrates. Yes, Sean, which is why we're just three drunken stone fools who clearly know nothing. Sean said, what is up, mother truckers? How the hell is the little sun-kissed orange drunken magician handling the northern latitudes? It's actually nice, Sean. By the time I got back, it had warmed up quite a bit, and now we have the worst ruts I've ever seen in my life in this goddamn state. It's crazy. There was 18 cars stuck on Bridgewater Hill Road the other day, and it took 2 tow trucks an entire day to get everybody out. He also said, hey, what G-Dubs, what up? Ready to tear the internet a new one? I'm pretty sure G-Dubs is always ready to tear the internet another one. Sean said, well, lube up, we're going in. Brace yourselves, algorithm, I'm feeling frisky. Nick's already here saying, what up, fuckers? Hope you had a good vacation, Hickory. I did, thank you. I will be informing you all about it. We got a lot to get into tonight. We're going to talk about the Don't Say Straight bill down in Florida. We're going to talk about how sometimes being a good Samaritan doesn't pay off. We're going to talk about a teacher who had her own Toobin moment. We'll talk about deer self-deleting themselves. And finally, in the after show, we're going to talk about the privilege that wealth provides and how I wish my privilege was like the privilege that some wealthy people have. But without further ado, let's get to the show. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to be back live. Although I did enjoy watching the show from a very nice Mexican restaurant in Central Florida last week, drinking a mezcal margarita while eating a very delicious steak over a couple of cheese enchiladas. I'm glad to be back. I missed my home. I like the studio, and I like being here, and I like being live and actually interacting. So, without further ado, welcoming to our spotlight stage, my man, my brother, my comrade. Please welcome Mr. G.W. Foley.
What it do, people? What it do?
There we go.
And what is up, motherfuckers? It is Wednesday night. I can't pull up the alert on my phone because I actually was talking with Sean in the comment section. So I get to stare at myself now, which is always great. Like, there is some psychologist or psychology report that said that if there is a woman, like if you take your features and change it to the opposite sex, you should automatically be attracted to yourself. And I'm like, I'm an ugly motherfucker. like I have no chin, I'm overweight, and I grow a scraggly beard. I've seen women that look like that. They're called my aunts. Like, I have never seen so much more facial hair on women than in my own family. That's, I'm not going to say which ones, but they're out there. You know who you are. I got puppy fever, which is a terrible thing. I've finally come to a point where I'm ready to get a new dog. And my thing is, I don't want a singular dog. I want 2 dogs. And you're like, why do 2 jobs? Like that's going to be a lot of work. And I'm like, I know. I need to like exercise more than I do. So I figured if I get 2 of them, I'll get twice the exercise that I actually need. And then I'll lose weight. Because I know I'm not going to do things like eat healthy and drink responsibly. I mean, that stuff. Fuck that. I wouldn't be a 42-year-old college student if I did things like that. I'd actually have a job in like making something of myself other than like being
Ooh.
like,
Ooh, yeah.
who wants to star for free in my latest movie that like 12 people will watch and then get fucking criticized because I didn't have enough women actors in my fucking film. There's 2 fucking people in it, guys. Like, and it wouldn't have worked with one of them being a woman. It would have been creepy. It would have been weird, and that's why there was 2 dudes.
On the upside, they both had boobs.
Yes, I would titty fuck either one of them. That's how much I love these dudes. I'm in the process of writing the story for my next film, and I don't know how to write love scenes or like scenes, not necessarily love scenes like people are making love, but like that attraction to people. Like that moment when like 2 people connect and you can see the chemistry there and like the longing in each other's eyes as they gaze upon themselves, looking at each other passionately. Like I can't do that. Like I turn everything into a fucking fart joke. It's fucking frustrating. I don't know how to fix that. Like I've watched entirely too many Kevin Smith films in my writing career, and all I know is dick and fart jokes. So that's my problem. Damn right, Sean. I'm not gonna fucking send him your way though, because just because.
Oh,
It's
hey,
not-
look at the good side, GW. You're good at them.
Yeah, true. I guess that's true. But that's all I got. That's enough. I think that's enough. Let's turn it over to Collen, see how his week's been, or his 2 weeks. It's been a while.
What is up? Good evening, Bridgewater. I love that you watch the show while having steak on enchiladas while enjoying a mezcal mule. The best I've ever gotten to trying to watch the show was at a Chili's while I was trying to get the queso dip. And I'm like at the Chili's, like, would you guys shut the fuck up? I'm trying to stream in here. Where is that quesos? We learned something about GW tonight. Of all the fetish porn that he's watching, porn is not one of them. That doesn't do it for him. Although I do think that that's very weird, all this fetish porn that's clearly incestual. You know, it's like mom and son, you know. There was a comedian, I can't remember who it was, who said it best. He goes, I think all this mom porn really just has to do with the amount of youth in America that is just living at home. Like, there's got to be someone I can fuck around here. Mom? My stepmother? That's the options I got. And also, you know, G-Dub, congratulations on your film of the men titty fucking or whatever it is. It just hasn't hit its right market yet, and it will. Maybe it's Korea. I don't know. But these same people who are trying to criticize you right now and tear down your work, you know what? It's just your work's falling on deaf ears, because once it gets to the right market, maybe it's Asia, maybe it's Africa, I don't know, but your titty fucking work is going to get out there. And people are going to love it, and I promise you that, buddy.
I appreciate that.
Keep the faith. No, critics are the worst. You know, I was trying to like find a review that was something that was like a good review, and there's a review for Major Arcana, which actually has done pretty well on the festival circuit, that just says basically, I think that the headline is "Poorly acted indie film is only more disappointed by its like lackluster storyline," or something like that. And the person who wrote it, actually, there is a shit. You know, we should find it. We'll put it. We'll get it on the show one time to just like look at this like review. It's absolutely brutal. But the woman said, at one point, I found myself watching the film and just saying the lines different ways to see how they would sound if someone said it perhaps different, if someone tried to say it differently. It's like, yeah, but usually when you make a movie, by the time you say that line in the film, you've rehearsed maybe a couple different ways you could say it. In fact, the remarkable thing is there's multiple takes oftentimes, in which even the director has a choice of which take to use. Holy fucking shit. I mean, how ignorant do people have to be?
Clearly, you've never seen my directing process.
Exactly. Yeah, and it is a process. I don't know if you guys heard Elon Musk, our emperor, Elon Musk, Emperor Musk, or whatever, has come up with a very interesting way of trying to get Putin to not go into Ukraine. Did you guys hear this?
No.
Elon Musk, for some reason, it didn't hit main news, but he proposed a very interesting way to avoid Russia going into Ukraine. He tweeted at Putin that he wanted to challenge him to a duel, one-on-one, hand combat, and if he loses, if Putin loses, he has to pull out of the Ukraine. But if he wins, he gets to Ukraine. and they asked Musk, they're like, "Are you serious? Like, did you think this one through? Like, what the fuck are you even talking about right now?" And he's like, "I'm dead serious. Fight me, Putin, for Ukraine." Now, if I were to wage such a battle, the stakes would have to be winner takes Ukraine, right?
Yes.
So if I win, it's not just you're free, I get Ukraine then. And secondly, I don't know if Elon Musk really thought this one through. While he was coding a video game for Atari, Putin was in the KGB. I don't know if you really thought about who you're proposing going to hand-to-hand combat with. But he's Russian, and you are South African. Like, Putin within, like, Elon Musk is remarkably good at many different things, you know, rockets and all this stuff. I don't know if hand-to-hand combat is exactly what I would put him at the top of the list, you know. If we were to do that agreement and we actually had to have Putin fight someone for Ukraine, I know 100% who I would want to fight him, and that is Conor McGregor. Absolutely. Because I think he would do a pretty good job, and I think he'd probably stand a pretty good chance. He's very tough, very good fighter. But secondly, it would just be hilarious to see like Putin standing there, like trying to give a speech, and Conor McGregor just being like, "Shut your fucking mouth, you little bitch." Putin's like trying to talk about strategy. He's like, "I'm gonna do that." He's like, "Oh, what are you gonna do about you fucking bitch?" I mean, I would love to see that. Yep. It was Patty's Day. So I had a pretty melancholy Patty's Day. It was interesting because when I was in South Carolina, I saw this girl, and she said something about St. Patrick's Day, and she goes, "It's March 17th." And although my name is Irish, I think we all know I don't know shit about that, about Irish culture. And I said, "Oh, it's early this year." And the woman looked at me and she goes, "Huh?" And I said, she goes, "It's the same time every year." I said, "Oh," and I get, and she goes, "You need a culture course," to me. And I said, "Oh, wow." And she goes, "Name 5 Irish whiskeys, not including Jameson." And I couldn't do it. And she goes, like, starts trying to shove me for this. At the end of the conversation, I asked the girl, I go, "What's your name?" And she tells me her name, and I can't remember now. And I said, "Oh, wow, that's a beautiful Irish name." And she goes, "Huh?" And I said, your name's Gaelic." And she goes, "It is?" And I'm like, "Who needs the culture course now, lady?" Might not know 5 different Irish whiskeys, but I do know fucking Gaelic when I hear it.
I want to
Like
use
this-
that line. I know Gaelic when I hear it. I'm going to use that line.
You know, I like to see Conor McGregor fight Putin. I think, and he would take the fight. The stake would have to be like 500 million, and McGregor would just be like, "Who wouldn't want to dance around in the ring for $500 million? I'm fighting Putin." Holy shit. I don't know, maybe Tom Brady. Everybody loves Tom Brady. Tom Brady's now back. He's back. He really missed that 2 weeks of football he didn't play. Like, that's like the craziest thing. Like, that's the craziest retirement I've ever seen, where he's just like 1 week of playing pool and like just billiards around the house, like walk around twiddling his thumbs. He's like, I'm back. I'm going back. It's weird because I got in a fight in South Carolina when I said Tom Brady didn't make shit. And they're like, "What are you talking about, Tom Brady?" I said, "He didn't make shit." Well, I said he didn't make shit comparative to other players. He was what they call the greatest player of all time, but he didn't have the highest salary. Not even close. And people go, "Oh, well, I mean, he has. Look at the money. Look at the life he lives." I said, "I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he didn't make shit what he could have made." And people go, "Well, Giselle. Look at his wife. Look at Giselle. She's worth $500 million." Yeah, but no one would do this with any other player. You wouldn't be like, Michael Jordan didn't make shit. And you're like, Michael Jordan didn't make shit. He sold all those shoes. He was the best player in the NBA. And they're like, "Well, look at his wife. He's married to Oprah. So why would he care? His wife's rich." Well, I think, okay, that completely has nothing to do with my point that I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
My point is that he, as an NFL player, didn't make shit. Not the fact that Giselle is fabulously wealthy. But those seem like 2 completely different fucking topics, And the thing is it's like something with like J-Lo and A-Rod. you know, I don't know who's wealthier, but A-Rod was a titan. No one would go, well, A-Rod didn't get paid shit. Well, he's married to J-Lo, and she's a fucking movie star. like, what are you talking about? So that's my thing. I mentioned it the other day, but for those who didn't see the other day, a recap of the trip down to South Carolina. Drove from here all the way down there, a lot of different roads. Ended up on a stretch of road, and it was the worst road that I've seen in America. And that road is called the Joe Biden Highway. I don't know if Hickory, if you hit this, the old Joe Biden Highway. You'd know it if you left your axle on someplace near Scranton, Pennsylvania. And but Build Back Better. Let's start building the Joe Biden Parkway, because that is one rough ass road. Like, if you're a president, why would you do that? Like, it's by Scranton, but it would be like, if I was the president and I decided that my road was the Ottaquechee River. You know what I mean? Just make a left down that bank onto that fucking boulderly thing. That's the Collen Doyle Highway of productivity right there, right down the middle of a natural body of water. Shit. But that's my week. I'm gonna kick it over to the reason we all get together every week. The man, the myth, the legend, Hickory, the drunken underwhelming.
Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. What a week away I did have. It was fun. I did not hit the Joe Biden Highway, or roadway, or parkway, or whatever that's called. I did drive through Delaware. I paid $4 in tolls to be on that highway for about 10 minutes. So that felt like a proper good American fucking rolling through there. I will say, coming from a state that has no tolls and our roads suck, Florida's really got something going on with those tolls. It's probably the nicest roads I've ever driven on, but it costs you $4 to get to the store and back. But everything is beautiful, clean, pristine, beautiful highway. I think they're currently building more bridges in Florida than we have in Vermont right now. I felt like anywhere we went, we were driving by new bridge construction. I'm pretty sure those guys are just working 24/7 building infrastructure down there, which really makes me wish that was going on up here. I think I would deal with a couple tolls if it meant that, my suspension wasn't murdered every spring.
We should 100% toll Massachusetts coming in.
Yeah, I don't understand why there's no tolls, especially with the state of our roads. It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, it was a mezcal margarita at a place called Over the Border, I believe. We had a wonderful server. His name was Juan. He was phenomenal. Florida was cool. I tried a lot of cool stuff. I got to try Gator for the first time, which I now just call tough chicken, because that's exactly what it tasted like. It tasted like chicken, but it had the consistency of a poorly cooked piece of London broil. It was a little bit chewy, but the breading was delicious because they do fried down there real well. One of my favorite experiences was we ate at a Zaxby's on the way back. For any of those you don't know, it's a southern fast food chain that does fried chicken. And at the point where the three of us realized we were the only white people there, we were like, shit, we made a good decision on lunch. And it wasn't until I went into the bathroom, I realized that the music playing in Zaxby's was Christian rock, which I didn't pick up because, it just sounds like rock music in the background when it's low. But as soon as I get into the bathroom, all I can hear is, I'm rocking, or something about Jesus. And I was just like, oh, yep, no, we totally picked the right place for fried chicken. This is the place. A couple other cool things. Went on an airboat tour. That was pretty neat. I saw a gator in its natural environment, as well as went to a Gator Sanctuary where all the gators are mildly obese. They're pretty lazy, I'm not gonna lie, especially this time of year. It's not really like, gator movement season. It's more like laying out in the sun hoping you don't freeze to death season down there, which was good for them but not for me because my back is pretty red. The wife has a couple beautiful petals from her new bathing suit on the back. It looks like a 3-pronged flower. Except it's red against the whitest skin you've ever seen on her shoulders. It's amazing the way that lady burns. But yep, it was a good trip. I had a hard time coming back when I realized the cost of living down there is so much less than up here. And I actually saw a gas station that starts at like $18 an hour with a $2 overnight differential. 6% match on 401k and 3 weeks vacation starting. It was the size of a small Walmart and it had 200 gas pumps. And I was like, fuck yeah, capitalism. This like these fucking people are my people. I don't know if I can go back north because I feel like I finally found my family. Unfortunately, they're located somewhere between North Carolina and Florida. Yeah, those are my people down there. The other fun one was when I asked the tour guide on our airboat ride if people hunted gators in Florida, to which he said, yeah, but it's not like swamp people. That's how they hunt them in Louisiana. Apparently, when you hunt a gator in Florida, you can only hunt them from like midnight till 6 in the morning or something. Like it's got to be dark. And you go out on a boat and you look for their eyes as they're swimming. And you have to beat them with a club. Like I'm not even joking. You have like a stick. And you have to beat them with a stick to kill them. And apparently, if you're caught with a firearm on your boat, like it's a serious crime to have a firearm on you while you're hunting gators, which seems asinine because that seems like the time I would want a firearm on me. It's when I'm out hunting gators.
You can use a single shot hand where you fire it with a hammer.
Yes,
like a concrete.
Yep.
And you can use one of those, but it has to. The rule is you have to be within hand distance of killing the alligator.
Yep. Absolutely crazy. Like
Did they just go, fuck it, let's do the most Florida thing possible when it comes to hunting an apex predator?
Exactly. That was the game plan. It was like, hey, we're gonna make people really put effort in if they want to hunt a gator in the state.
You gotta think about this one.
We don't want them fucking northern Yankees coming down thinking they can shoot all our gators.
Nope. Which I found gators almost went extinct at one point. That was something I learned on the tour. And now there's like, I don't know, millions of them. So I don't know if that that conservation was the best idea. I'm sure we could have saved the lives of a lot of dogs and small children had we just, put down the gator. But the upside is we still get gator skin shoes. So that's cool.
And as you found out, it's delicious.
Yes, it's not bad. It's tough chicken is decent. I'd like to try it other ways, maybe.
I've had it as a good jerky.
Oh, okay.
Jerky was pretty good.
Yeah.
You can still get that chicken flavor with the jerky, but
that was actually one of the coolest parts about that gas station was they had a jerky bar that was like 15 feet long and it was all just jerky by the pound. Like it's one of the most wild places. You guys have to look up Buc-ee's. It is like it is a destination, not just a
danger.
Yeah, they have
6 pounds of jerky here.
They have the world record for the largest convenience store at 66,000 square feet.
holy shit.
Yeah, dude. Like they had like 10 people making breakfast sandwiches full time. And like with 200 pumps, you think you just pull up into a pump and like, no, we actually had to like go down a couple rows and like look for our pump that we were going to pull into. It was nuts. It was the size of a small Walmart. Like no joke. And they don't allow trucks. It's not a truck stop. There's no trucks allowed. It's only
all the other
passenger
gas
vehicles.
stations down the street are just like they have just like desert scenes with like a dust ball like rolling by them.
But yeah, that was pretty much a quick summary. Let's read some comments here. Oh, I wanted to address Elon Musk challenging Putin to hand-to-hand combats like that time that Cenk Uygur from the Young Turk said he could kick Joe Rogan's ass.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, he can't.
If I was Rogan, I would just take the fight. I'd be like, how much is it going to take for you to get paid for me to roundhouse kick you in the head?
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think Joe's too nice and didn't go after it. I'm like, that would have been a fight I would have been willing to see.
I would set that up 100%.
Much like
I have the people on speed dial, we can make this happen.
Much like Sean said in this comment, Sean said, if you were able to pay-per-view that battle, it would pay for all the world's problems. Talking about watching Elon Musk fight Putin for Ukraine. That would be awesome. Sean also said, Putin versus a transition Dwayne Johnson. Whoever wins owns Elon Musk. That'd be fun to watch. He says the Joe Biden highway is where you forget where you're going and you've been there, or where you forget where you're going, where you've been, and where you're going to end up.
The exits just say like exit 66, and then the next exit's like exit 66.
All the exits are 66.
Like, what the fuck?
Jason said they cooked it wrong then, Hickory. Yeah? Is that the deal? Was it a little chewy because it was overcooked? Is that the deal? It was definitely fried. It was gator bites, and they were like little nuggets of gator that were, I assume, soaked in buttermilk, floured, and fried, because that's what it looked like. Sean said the legislator that wrote that bill must have lost his hands while gator hunting. Yeah, it was actually written by Happy Gilmore's guy. Chubbs was out there writing the legislation on that one.
Exactly. It's called the Chubbs Law.
Jason said, yeah. Okay, that makes sense, because only a few pieces, like one or two pieces, were tougher. Some of it was fairly tender. It was still like a little chewier than chicken, though.
I don't really know what the rule is for alligators. Like, is it overcooked? Is it undercooked? How do you take it? You take it medium well?
I don't know, man.
It's not a poultry. It's not a red meat. It's a fucking massive dinosaur.
It's a big lizard, right?
It's a fucking carnivore, so I would be cooking the shit out of that.
Yeah, I'd like to think that the gator that they serve down there is probably farm raised.
Yeah, but they still eat meat and raw chicken and fucking shit like that.
Yeah,
fucking trichinosis.
That is a very good point. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, that's all I got. We're gonna get right into the talk show portion. You guys ready for the drawing part?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So before we start, can I give my Mountain Dew?
Oh yes. So this was a gift I brought back from GW. I did some booze running.
Yes.
Down in Florida, where I picked up some hard Mountain Dew and brought it back up here because it's not available in Vermont yet, or many places. It's available in 3 states right now, which are like Florida. I can't remember what the other ones are because I didn't care, because it was available in Florida, and that's where I was on vacation right when it came out. So
basically, Florida, and Florida.
Yep, that's was all I care about.
What's up, Marcy?
Hey, Marcy, welcome. But yeah, I was very excited. Hard Mountain Dew is the thing now. They have 4 flavors. There's a traditional watermelon, black cherry, and Baja Blast flavors. And my God, do they not taste like alcohol? Jason said Texas, possibly, yeah. And then, Tennessee, I think. Tennessee might have been the third one. I know that it was done in collaboration with Boston Beer and Rebel Brewing, I think, and they're working on securing the licenses for the rest of the states. Although I would imagine Vermont's going to give them a very hard time because it does not look like a drink. It looks like a soda in a can. It's pretty hard to tell. It comes in a normal 12-ounce can, and as opposed to a slimline seltzer can.
Leahy gets his eyes on that.
That's right. They're going to be like, it looks like a soda. You're trying to hide it. That's my
Even though it clearly says not soda, it contains alcohol.
But what'd you think, G-Dubs? Give me the breakdown.
Okay, so watermelon. If you like watermelon, you'll love this. The good things I'll say is you can't taste the alcohol.
Like at all. It tastes like a soda.
At all. It tastes like drinking a soda. There's zero sugar in it, so it's healthy for you. But those are the good things I can say about the watermelon. Because I personally do not like watermelon.
I will also add that the watermelon is the one flavor to me that doesn't taste like a Mountain Dew. It tastes like a good watermelon soda, but it does not taste like have any Mountain Dew flavor to it whatsoever. And that was my
step off of the Mountain Dew.
The next one is the black cherry, which, oh my fucking god, I love it. I can see why they should sell tall boys of this.
Yep.
Like, this is beautiful. And I'm currently drinking the Baja Blast. I've never had a Baja Blast soda before, so
okay.
It tastes to me, but I dig it. I like it. I kind of like the black cherry a little more, but this is good. This is good too. So
you're a Taco Bell fan, aren't you? You know?
Not really. Like, I'll have it once in a great while, but I'm a Coke fan, like soda wise. So like a lot of their Pepsi products I don't drink.
That was my stance in Florida too. A big Coke fan. Marcy said I've got phone and YouTube issues. Good to see and hear you guys. Thank you for dropping by, Marcy. We appreciate you. Hope you have a beautiful night there.
So yeah,
that's it. Or as Hickory likes to say, magic weight loss powder.
Yes. Imported fresh. The freshest down there. I was going to
say you did look a little trimmer.
That's what the other half of my trunk was full of. It was half hard Mountain Dew, half weight loss powder. We're going to make a killing. So. But yes, so I personally thought the black cherry tastes exactly like Code Red.
Yeah.
And I felt like they should have just branded it that, because that's essentially what it's trying to be. I'm glad they didn't brand watermelon as Major Melon, because it doesn't taste like Major Melon. It tastes like a watermelon soda. Baja Blast is on point as well, and all of them are deceptive for the 5%, because they do not taste like alcohol at all. They taste like soda. They come in 12-pack mixed pack, 12 ounces, and tall boys. So, yeah.
I can't wait for this to hit the state. Like, you know how like Dickie B at the show hands out Truly and shit like that?
Yeah.
Like, I would hand this stuff out.
I'm hoping they go further with it. I want a wild cherry Pepsi. That would make me happy. If I could drink all the shitty soda I liked as a kid, but with alcohol in it, I'd be a pretty happy, fat, drunk, mid-30s guy.
I think you have your business, Hickory. Is that you get the creamsicle and the orange soda flavor, and Bob's your uncle.
Marcy said, what's the percentage? They are 5%, and they're 100 calories, so it's pretty much the same as any of the seltzers. Alcohol and calorie-wise, it's just like a Truly or White Claw, except it doesn't taste like one. It's sweet, and it tastes like soda. They're pretty good. They're better than Bud Light's hard soda, which also came out a couple weeks ago. That one is available up here. That one comes in a slimline can, and they've got like an orange citrus, a cola, and a cherry cola, which are all right, but they're nowhere near as good as the Mountain Dew branded ones. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got on that. We'll move right into the first topic of the night. How the drunk is this news? Speaking of Florida, Disney employees apparently don't know how to read. Let's talk the Don't Say Straight bill. I don't know if we covered this, if you were here for the first week when we brought this up, Colin, about the Don't Say Gay bill from Florida. Basically, a bill got passed. I'll actually pull the legislation itself up. And there's it was called the... God, what was it called? The Transparency in Parenthood. God, I can't remember. Yeah, I don't have it up. Anyways, transparency. So basically, most of the bill is to create a situation in which parents are allowed to see what their kids are being taught. But there's Article 3 got this thing dubbed, which is here to here, like 2 sentences, or 1 run-on sentence, sorry. Got everybody all riled up, and they started calling it the Don't Say Gay bill. The 3 reads, classroom instructions by school personnel or third parties on sexual orientation or gender identity may not occur in kindergarten through grade 3 or in a manner that's not age appropriate or developmentally appropriate for students in accordance with state standards. And this has caused an uproar. And here we have, boom, Disney employees protesting the CEO's handling of Florida's controversial Don't Say Gay bill. And they're walking out, apparently, at Disney. Employees are protesting this, and it's been all over the news. And to me, it's one of those things I read, and I was like, I've been calling it the Don't Say Straight bill because it says as much about heterosexual relationships as it does about homosexual relationships, which is nothing other than we probably shouldn't teach sex stuff to people that are below 3rd grade.
What I had heard that the bill was that at no place K through 12 was there to be any type of discussion about any type of sexual orientation or gender identity. And then there was another bill that was about like gender identity that I think Texas and Florida are both trying to entertain, that basically goes after the parents as a form of child abuse if they like help their child transition or seek like gender.
Yeah, that was, I'm pretty sure, Texas.
Yeah, Texas. And I think Florida's modeling a similar bill after that.
But
so
this,
I think that
like this legislature that I had pulled up is what they're referring to as the Don't Say Gay bill. I was very, very careful to like double and triple check that we're talking about the same thing, which was House Bill 1557.
I think what it is the media's convoluted a lot of this stuff and put it all together and put it out as this one sort of thing.
Yep. Yeah. Sean said to pass this bill, you must first eliminate the First Amendment.
No,
because
I disagree with that.
No, because the First Amendment doesn't apply to somebody who's on the payroll. You can ask your employees not to say things legally, I believe.
Well, and Sean just made another comment.
Very similar to the Canadian bill that brought Jordan Peterson to prominence.
It's not.
I'm not aware of what bill he was talking about when.
I can't remember the number, but the Canadian bill that they have is says you can't, or you are legally required to use a person's preferred pronouns. In a nutshell.
Oh yeah, okay.
And
yeah, compelled speech.
Yes.
Yep.
It's different because they don't have a First Amendment in Canada.
Yep.
And they're in our First Amendment. There's a lot of caveats of when you can and can't say things. They're different. They're different. I'll leave it at that. Like, I have nothing funny to say.
No, that's fair. But yeah, this one specifically, they're talking about this specific bill, and it basically says don't teach people under grade 3 about sex or identity. And I think that's like a fair, I don't know. In my personal opinion, I mean, I could be wrong. I could talk to somebody who has like a very well-informed view on this bill and can tell me why it is bad for the LGBTQI community, but from what I'm seeing in the news, you would swear the bill was like, don't talk about gay stuff. You know what I mean? Like we're at the point where Disney, this one was from a few hours ago, Newsweek, Disney loses Florida Dems fundraiser over Don't Say Gay bill controversy. So the Democrats pulled out of Disney, which made me laugh because the fact that people support Disney, I don't know if you guys saw, another 4 of their employees just got picked up on a sting for child trafficking. We're talking about the same company that thanked the people who have control over the Uyghur Muslim concentration camps in China after they filmed near said concentration camps for that the live action, was it Mulan?
Yeah.
Yep. We're talking about that company. So, like, why does everybody give a shit about what they have to say about a bill in a state they happen to? Yeah, it's.
Well, and the Dems are pissed because they found out that Disney was hedging their bets and giving money to the Republicans also.
Oh, yep.
They're not Disney, and I have said this from I was very young, so over 20 years.
It's the time I could have done it in a Mickey voice.
Yeah. Disney is an evil corporation destined for money. Like they have no qualms or scruples. They may be family friendly, but they're fucking vicious and nasty. And will fucking literally suck Satan's dick for money.
And
They're the happiest place on earth, GW. Don't say that.
And not speaking out over a bill is the point where the employees are like, "Oh my god, this company's evil."
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
this
what?
was their first clue.
You guys are idiots. Like,
You know, the funny thing is like when I was in South Carolina, I watched the local news. And I don't know if you watch like the local news at Hickory, but like a lot of the things in the South that they were saying, they were like, we need to take our schools, we need to take our things, and it was all about like taking local government. And it's like funny because like that was like you watch the news in South Carolina, and it's like you watch the news here, and it's like, and earlier today a man fought off a catamount with a machete. It's like there's no like political anything, you know what I mean, really on our news. You know, you hear some dumb shit that they're doing in Burlington or something like that. But
today they're cleaning up a homeless camp that they let sit there too long, and now it's a piece of the city.
Taxpayers will be paying for that, and the taxpayers will have been paying for the homeless, and they're moving them out of the hotel that they're paying them for.
And this is why you can't drive up 89 during the winter without risking losing an axle.
And in the next 15 seconds, I'll tell you how every car in Vermont right now is in 3 feet of mud. Back to you, Jared.
That's the worst, dude. This mud season's like brutal. I don't know if you guys know anybody who's gotten stuck, but it is like. I talked to a guy today who bottomed out in his Jeep and it blew his rear differential.
That sucks,
dude. On Bridgewater Hill Road, like it's not even like that deep into the woods, you know. It's like he's like within a half a mile of main highway.
This is like cars that are more than they're like designed as a Jeep. And it's like you hear about that Jeep who was trying to get home, blew his rear differential.
Like, what the fuck is going on?
And you wonder, you think the cost of living's cheap in Florida, man?
Yeah, man. I'm thinking there's a nice little spot in between the bottom of Virginia and halfway down North Carolina, or North Carolina. North Carolina, where like you don't need heat or cooling. I'm thinking there's a spot in there.
Yep.
That would be real nice. I also like the markers on the roads. I don't know if you appreciate that, Colin, but the little reflectors on the roads, because they don't have to pave, they just put down reflectors in certain spots. And it feel like when you're driving at night, it feels like you're driving down a runway. And like there's like 3 lines of light. You can see where the road's going out like forever. I'm like, oh, it's so nice. Meanwhile, back in Vermont,
and the fact that you don't have to use your high beams.
Yep, crazy. Sean said, my point is that it's an extremely slippery slope when laws dictate speech. If words create a victim, then we currently have a judicial system to deal with each individual situation. If words create a... Yeah, that's... Yeah. No, I agree, Sean. I think there's bigger speech battles to be had right now over what is free speech and what... I think the main issue with the internet right now is the difference between a platform and a publisher, and we need to get that figured out before we move forward. We're going to move right into the next one, though, before we go down too many rabbit holes. This is a story G-Dub sent me. He said, I guess the moral is don't be a good Samaritan. We got an article here from the New York Post. This is no charges for rescuer who killed a drowning man he was trying to save. Yeah, you read that right. No charges for a rescuer who killed a drowning man he was trying to save. Article reads, a good Samaritan who shot and killed a drowning man, which is not something I thought I would read in a news article ever.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to slow down, Hickory, for the rest
I know.
of us. Our
I
heads
apologize.
explode.
A good Samaritan who shot and killed a drowning man he was attempting to save in South Carolina won't face criminal charges in this bizarre case, authorities say. Prosecutors said the unidentified gunman acted in self-defense when he fatally shot 29-year-old Nathan Drew Morgan, who was drowning Tuesday in Lake Huey. Police said Morgan and his pal tumbled off their jet ski without life jackets, and that the rescuer tried to help the pair by steering a pontoon boat to them. But Morgan became combative after being pulled to safety, forcing the eventual gunman to push him back to the water. The man then opened fire when Morgan climbed back on board. Morgan was fatally shot in the chest, the Albany County Coroner's Office ruled. Certainly have never seen anything like that or heard of anything like that, area resident Brandon Thomas told WSPA-TV following the incident. This is very surprising, especially in the area that it was in. He said, that's crazy. Definitely unexpected out here for sure. And yeah, this poor gentleman here died after he got all combated after being saved. And I guess this is the rescuer pushed Morgan back into the water and shot the 29-year-old when he climbed back onto the boat. I'm glad he didn't shoot him in the water. That's what I was imagining at first. And I'm like, dude, you're not even allowed to shoot deer in the water. Pretty sure shooting a swimming human is definitely against the rules. I don't know. Maybe South Carolina's different.
Yeah.
I want to see the dramatic reenactment of that scene.
Yeah, right. Can ID please do an episode on that?
Yeah.
That is the oddest thing I have.
That's the weirdest article I've ever read. Especially
so
after.
Odd. I mean, what wouldn't you, if you just thought you would die, why would you come on and be combative?
Like, unless you were, I don't know. Like, I can't think of a reason unless it was like he was hammered drunk at the time and he thought the guy was trying to fight him and he got all confused or something. But like, no, I can't come up with a situation where somebody would try to save my life and I'm going to try to beat the shit out of them on their own boat.
Here's the thing that I think happened. The guy who was saving him was also the asshole driving. So he got up and he was pissed because he almost drowned him. So that's why he was like, you fucker, you almost drowned me. What are you doing?
That's possible.
And that's why he got shot in the chest. Which, I thought guns weren't good in the water.
No, they work underwater.
Like, just.
I mean, they're not great. Like, especially if you're shooting into water, bullets tend to get weird, and they have weird trajectories, and they slow down a lot, and they tend to do a lot of weird shit. There's actually a really cool Mythbusters episode about it, where they were testing like the sniper shooting into water while the guy's like swimming and like dodging bullets and stuff, and found that like I think it's like 6 or 7 feet they lose a lot of their energy and just kind of drop softly onto the bottom of the pool. Can't really remember though.
All right.
But I understand because when I'm out on a boat, sometimes I will have my self-defense, my wireless defense tool, my wireless handheld device. I actually saw a T-shirt this weekend that said that with a picture of a 9 on it and said wireless handheld device.
I don't know why the guy didn't just drive off the boat.
Why he didn't just shove him in the water again and leave?
Yeah, and then leave.
Yeah, my first thought would have been, I'm going to shoot this guy.
I wonder what the guy was saying.
Yeah, it could have been. Who knows, man? There's all sorts of motivations that could have gone into this thing that nobody's reported on because, quite frankly, I'm sure the guy that shot him, if he did say anything, he's not really going to want to report that he was like egging on. Or
right. It seems to me like the guy on the pontoon knew this guy and shot the guy and says, "Oh, he was swimming. I picked him up. He got aggressive. We shot him. We threw him back in the water." You know how it goes. It's just a day pontoon boating, you know?
On the pontoon. Yeah, I don't think that song was written about this situation, but we need a remix, I suppose. Getting shot right on the pontoon.
What happened again? I was driving a pontoon around. He was drowning. I saved his life. Then I shot him. And then I threw him in the water.
I was saving his life until I shot him, and then I decided I wasn't saving him no more.
So I'm a hero.
I said, fuck this shit. I ain't the one.
That's like, as a cop, you're just like, this is so crazy, it has to be true.
Like, this guy wouldn't have made this up.
There's witnesses.
Yeah, that's the crazy
on
part.
The pontoon boat.
Yeah. And there was another jet ski guy, right? So,
Yeah.
like this dude's buddy must have seen it unless he was drowning at the time or something.
Well,
they didn't really say what happened to the other jet ski.
I thought the guy on the jet ski was saving the other guy on the jet ski.
No, I think the guy on the pontoon boat was saving the guy on the jet ski. Yeah, because police said Morgan and his pal tumbled off. On their jet ski, so they were sharing a jet ski, which, I don't know. I'm not. I wonder. I'm not comfortable. Not comfortable already. Like, a jet ski is a one-man operation, guys. I'm just gonna say it right now. Is that if you have to share a jet ski, you shouldn't both be jet skiing.
No, it's gotta be family Anderson on the back.
I will disagree with that. I will say it's motorcycle rules.
Okay. Yeah, where
GW and I share a scooter, and that's totally cool because it's
a scooter.
Yeah,
it's a scooter.
But he makes Collen put a wig on in case his friends see. Yeah, they said police said Morgan and his pal tumbled off their jet ski without life jackets, and the rescuer tried to help the pair by steering a pontoon boat to them. Morgan became combative after being pulled back to safety, forcing the eventual gunman to push him back into the water. The man then opened fire when Morgan climbed back on board. So, yeah, I think who knows what happened. I want to know what the other guy's story is, you know? Did he...
Right.
I want to know...
They leave the other guy there? They were like...
Like, the dude on the pontoon that, like, saw... Like, there was clearly a guy on a pontoon boat that they went to. Like what is... Like, what is that guy's story? Like, I was just driving down the lake, minding my own business. All of a sudden, these two jackasses fell off their thing, started fighting each other inside the water. One crawled up onto my pontoon boat and shot the motherfucker. Like that. What?
Yep.
Living in America.
God bless America.
That's right. Amen. We're right to the next one. The teachers have their own Toobin. For those who don't remember, Colin, you remember the story of esteemed Jeffrey Toobin from CNN?
Oh, yes. It was found in Vermont.
No. That was a different... yeah, sorry, I forgot. We've covered a lot of scumbags at CNN. Jeffrey Toobin was specifically the guy who was yanking it on a Zoom call. He was lubing his lower Toobin. On the Zoom call because he thought the Zoom call was off. CNN responded by canning him, supposedly, and then hired him back, and he's on air again 6 months later. So here we have a story.
There's a new clause in his contract that he can no longer jerk off on Zoom call. So
which is crazy because when I got hired, that was already in my contract. It's actually in the waiver when you perform at the Woolen mill. You gotta.
Well, CNN overlooked that. They were probably too busy jerking off in the office.
That's probably true. Here we have a story about apparently the teachers have their own Toobin. This is also from the New York Post. Shock at return of New York City teacher who sucked man's nipple in Zoom class. Yes, you heard that right. A Manhattan Spanish teacher yanked from the classroom after investigators found she sucked on a man's nipple during a Zoom class returned to the same school this month. Stunning students had witnessed the lewd display. It's weird. It's wrong, a junior told the Post. It was so embarrassing for her to come back. The City Department of Education's handling of the incident, one of the most bizarre during the pandemic, showed insensitivity and a failure to communicate with students and parents. The DOE removed teacher Amanda K. Fletcher from Columbia Secondary School for Math, Science, and Engineering amid the COVID-19 shutdown in October 2020 after investigators found she, quote, engaged in an inappropriate sex act, unquote, while remotely instructing her class. During the lesson, Professora Fletcher, did I say that right, Colin?
Yes.
Professora, as students called her, sat at a kitchen table eating spaghetti with a shirtless man standing behind her. Yep, totally normal. She appeared to suckle on the man's nipple while rocking back and forth, and then turned to the camera, smiled, and wiggled her shoulders. The Special Commissioner of Investigations for City Schools reported. This is a picture of said teacher.
Well,
said,
this was taken out of context because it was Salt Bay who was standing behind her.
They say, "Oh my God, are you seeing what I'm seeing?" A student in class asked a friend. She was eating pasta full on. Then a half-naked guy came on, the student told the Post. After taking her mouth up the man's chest, Fletcher, quote, did a little shimmy, unquote, the student recalled. She wasn't hiding it. It was the look at me kind of thing. One student recorded the scene and shared the video with other kids. And this is a screenshot, a video still. Right here, we'll pull it up.
Good for her. Good for her.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Stunning and brave, I must say. That's it's stunning and brave.
I wish
It looks like she's dressed like a cow.
Kinda. The white headphones don't help, you know.
Why is she dressed like an animal?
I don't know. They like sucking on nipples, I guess, right?
She looks like a cow breastfeeding.
Fletcher caused another buzz when she unexpectedly showed up at school 17 months later on March 7th. I find this whole situation nauseating. It's beyond a slap in the face, a mom complained to the administrators. But Principal Miriam Nightingale claimed her hands were tied. Quote, the decision to return Amanda Fletcher to service was not made at the school level, she said in an email. I cannot change her assignment to the school, nor bar her from the building. Nightingale added that she didn't expect Fletcher to be near the mom's daughter, except for incidental contact such as passing in the hall. The mom was livid. I don't care where the woman goes, but give us a heads up. Let the kids know, because they did their duty by talking to investigators, and then suddenly she's back in their faces. The mom, who asked to remain anonymous to protect her daughter's privacy, said she called the superintendent and the chancellor's office repeatedly, but got a runaround. So she called a reporter. On Wednesday, a day after the Post asked about Fletcher's return, the DOE sent Fletcher to a district office, a spokeswoman said. Before returning to school, Fletcher settled misconduct charges by agreeing to irrevocably resign effective July 1st. A DOE spokeswoman would not explain why Fletcher was sent back to the school until then. And here is another screenshot. Of course, she has her stunning and brave pronouns in her Zoom tag there, because that's what you do nowadays, I guess. But yeah, what do you guys think? You think this is acceptable behavior for Spanish class? I mean, she could be trying to teach them about the values and the culture of Spanish-speaking people.
Was this picture taken while in Spanish class, or was it taken somewhere else?
In Spanish class.
Yeah, this was in a Zoom class.
So this was in her Zoom class, and one of her students was behind her?
No, just some random man that was shirtless.
So, I mean, listen. She's trying to teach Spanish, and sometimes the way you got to do it, you got to suck a little nipple in between that lesson. And that's the way I always learned. That's the way GW always learned. And, you know, sometimes a little nipple sucking, that works best, you know.
I didn't realize there's video.
Oh, there's... Ooh.
Okay, let's pull this shit up. We're not graphic content. So she just gave him a good old titty kiss, I guess.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Let's go back a little bit.
Now is he the pool boy?
Right. And then a little...
How do you say in Spanish, I just sucked on his nipple?
Yo soy de un nipple.
I like the little like shoulder bounce thing she had. She definitely like that student wasn't joking. Like she gave a little shimmy. Let's get this one more time because this is some great content right here. I must say I'm a fan. Smitten. I wish I could ask Bernie over here what he thought.
I gotta say, I do the same thing when I suck a nipple.
Hey, you want people teaching from home. You want people at home teaching shit. This is what you're going to see. This is what you're going to get. You're going to get a goddamn senator jerking off on a Zoom call or a guy at CNN. You're going to have a woman sucking on someone's titty because she's sitting in her living room.
I will be honest. If my Spanish teacher did that, I probably wouldn't get a D+ average.
Sean says, unfold the folds of the story. He also asked about the last story. Was it a Somali pirate immigrant? Is that why he shot the guy off the boat? That's a good question, Sean. He also said, if that was a trans man, would that fall under legal breastfeeding statutes? I don't know. I don't think you're allowed to be completely shirtless. Like, that's not part... I don't know, though. I haven't read through the breastfeeding statutes as they don't apply to me, and quite frankly, I don't care. I'm a free the nipple kind of guy. Mostly just because I like nipples. It's not a... I don't care, you know? If dudes can do it, I think... call me a feminist, because I think women should be able to, too, but it's purely for selfish reasons.
I'm kind of a feminist also, but I have the opposite take. I don't think dudes should do it.
Yeah, I exposed the nipple.
It's fucking gross. I'm sorry, like the dudes that like I'd want to see shirtless aren't walking around shirtless.
That's fair.
It's the dudes that look like me, where it's like fucking hairy ass shoulders and titties for days, where it's just like I want to see peak human perfection, not fucking.
Which reminds me, let me take this quick moment. Ladies and gentlemen who saw me on the beach in Florida, I do apologize. That's all I got. Especially that girl in the thong bathing suit playing volleyball, because she deserves more of those, Channing Tatum type dudes around her, I suppose. That's clearly not me shirtless. We're gonna move right into the next one. This country is such a shit show. Even the deer are self-deleting themselves. We got this story from Newsweek. Pennsylvania deer keep jumping to death from bridge in disturbing scenes. They say deer keep jumping onto their deaths from a bypass in Pennsylvania. I assume this is probably near the Joe Biden highway. If I was going to take a guess, I'm not sure.
This is on the Joe Biden highway, I'm sure.
They say deer keep jumping to their death from a bypass, Pennsylvania, with one resident calling the scenes, quote, disturbing, unquote. A total of 25 deer have jumped from the U.S. 219 bypass and Johannesburg, Elk County, WJAC reported, and rotting carcasses continue to line the ground below. Many residents are now urging the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation to do something about it. One such resident is Bill Boylan. They get frightened out on the bypass and panic. One jumps off and they all leap off. Boylan told WJAC at a broadcast. I hate to laugh at a story about poor suicidal deer, but god damn it, that's funny. The deer are falling to their deaths over one area in particular. It's the only point the bypass crosses over a populated area, and there's a steep incline below, meaning it proves more dangerous to the deer. Pennsylvania has a population of about 1.5 million white-tailed deer. Deer live in meadows and forests and can sometimes venture out in nearby roads while in search of food. They also like to jump in front of cars spontaneously because they're stupid animals. Cars can confuse deer, especially at night, with their bright headlights. They are also spooked easily, which may play a role in why so many are leaping from the bypass. Boylan told WJAC a barrier on the bypass could easily divert the deer from jumping to their deaths. However, he told Broadcasting Services the Department of Transportation doesn't see the wisdom in installing a fence or some nets for the deer. Another resident, Julie almost looks like Saki, but it's Padsack, in trouble by the sight of the carcasses. They're literally jumping to their death. Look at it. It's disturbing. She also said she was concerned that all the dead deer appear to be does, meaning it could affect the deer population, and as a result, the hunting season. Potentially could have been many more deer populating their mothers to carry the baby deer. As the weather begins to warm in the spring, she's also concerned that the bodies lining the ground will start to smell. Two very, very different concerns, but I understand both. District Executive Pennsylvania Department of Transportation Tom Zurett told WJAC they need to determine where the deer are coming from before they're able to do anything about the issue. How they're ending up on that bridge is really the problem. We've got to solve it first before we can determine if there's anything we can do or not, he told television station. Zurett said over the next couple of weeks, the department will try to get answers together and at least an idea of what is causing the problem. I would venture to say these deer are watching too much mainstream news, and they're getting depressed about the current state of things with gas skyrocketing, the Russia-Ukraine war, the fact that our economy's on the brink of collapse. These deer just can't handle it.
Well, it sounds to me like they're auditioning for a Looney Tunes commercial.
Well, now picture this. Picture this. Okay. Driving down the highway, it's night. Your lights are on. They're high beams, but they only illuminate certain parts of the road. And as you're traveling down the road, you're coming closer and closer to a bridge. And right as you hit the bridge, a deer falls suddenly onto your car, followed by 5 more. Like, that's what I'm picturing. Like, deer just fucking, like, massively ending their lives.
You maintain calm, you drive, you turn on soundtrack to I Am Legend, and you just, you go with it.
I don't think that would be my soundtrack of choice. I don't know what I would play. Like Louis Armstrong, It's a Wonderful World.
Yeah, there you go.
Marcy said she creeps me out talking about the Spanish teacher. I agree. But we do also have this clip. Let me add this up. We do have some video of the pass so we can see what type of area we're talking about. These poor deer.
There's 8 deer that have jumped off this bypass recently. Since we lived on the other side of the bypass, we've had 25 deer jump to their death in a populated area.
So not only are these deer jumping to their death, like they might be landing on cars or houses. Like it's not that far away. I didn't realize it was like a populated area.
Is probably more dangerous.
I figured it was like a non-populated area.
Recently, since we lived on the other side.
But as you can see, this thing is.
25 deer jumped to their death in a populated.
It's right there. There's like it's in a residential neighborhood.
One of them, yeah. One of them gonna. The guy standing there is like, "This is Blitter. This is Donner."
I mean, it's like there's houses around. Like it's not in the middle of. I was expecting it was going to be like a spot in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. Like, oh no.
I love the fact that they leave the deer there.
Yeah, nobody deals with them. I mean, they're pre-tenderized. Like, how easy would it be to? Like, that's how you know this isn't Vermont.
This guy could be a total optimist.
Because if this was Vermont, those deer, like nobody would have even known they were there. It would have been like 2 guys in the middle of the night saw the deer jump, and they're like, "Chuck, you think of what I'm thinking?" They're like, "Yeah, fill the freezer." like we're gonna survive this economy. We got a freezer full of full meat just sitting here, pre-tenderized, ready to go.
Well, that was the part of the story where I was confused when she said that you're going to start to smell. I was like, why isn't someone picking them up?
Yeah, why is nobody?
I'm getting it.
Yeah, that shot kind of like cleared it up. So they're like, I think the deer are getting on this road thinking it's like normal ground, and then they walk out into an area where it's like a big fall, and then they get spooked and they jump. But it's strange that it's been so many in the same spot. like
if I'm a second,
yeah, there's some more deer bodies just chilling out.
If I was that guy, I would go full swing for the Christmas display. And I would be like, come check my house with the flying reindeer.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely not a small fall. It's not an unpopulated area. Oh, there we go.
Holy shit.
Yeah, here they took this shot out of focus just so you don't have to like focus on the deer bodies. Yeah, this bridge is like it's in an area. And that looks like pretty much the end of it. Pretty good size fall. I didn't think that would take down a deer, but
Maybe it will.
yeah. And what the fuck are the deer? Oh, what are the deer thinking? You know, what causes the Pennsylvania deer to be so depressed?
Lindsey Graham is still in office.
Yes, yeah. No, we did spend a bunch of time talking about how big of a scumbag he was in the last show 2 weeks ago. I think we should go make him fight to the death with
we
Putin.
would lose. No.
Who, Lindsay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't say like over Ukraine. Just make him fight Putin to the death if he's going to be an asshole about it. Like if you're going to be like the U.S. politician calling for somebody to assassinate Putin, like go do it yourself. Like let's see you, Lindsay. We'd like to see you. I'd like to see you put on your fucking MMA gloves and some shorts and your fat old man flabby titties and go out there and get the shit beat out of you by an ex-KGB member.
Putin's going to show up on a horse without his shirt on.
Of course. And probably with abs. like dude's not a slouch. He's gonna show up in shape. I mean, I don't like the guy, but I know enough to know that he's not fucking around. Like if he says he's gonna show up for a fight, you best believe he's gonna show up for a fight. Like
I'm going out on a limb here. I think he's gonna try to pop your fucking head off your shoulders.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely hysterical. Anyways, that's pretty much all we got in the main section. We do have a topic for the post show. You guys got anything to say before we get on out of here?
Tomorrow or Friday night, Otto's Kitchen and Comfort in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. I will be performing comedy.
Yeah.
At that restaurant.
Otto's what?
Kitchen and Comfort.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds like a fun spot. I can't wait to see some photos. Sorry I couldn't be there.
It's all good.
Who are you there with?
I am there with Pierre Vachon, Kevin McTaggart, Mona, I'm going to butcher her last name, Figolone, and Trenton Willie, who I don't know.
Okay, nice. Very cool. They're doing a series there?
Yeah.
Nice.
Hosted by Jason Marby.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
So. Who
I laughed about that video. Yeah. Oh, we should have sent that to Collen to show him that. We'll get into that later, though. I won't bring it up now. It's that was a moment in time. Anyways, Collen, anything you got to you want to get out there? We do have shows starting lineup at the Woolen Comedy Club in April, May, and June. If everything pulls through, we'll be talking about every Saturday. And April, May, and June, we'll have a show.
Going through weekly schedule starting this April.
And Hickory hosts will be one set. The Narfather Presents will be another set of shows. Excited to see what Mr. Vita brings.
Yeah. Vicky Ferrantino is going to be back at the club.
Nice.
So very excited to see the programming ramp up. And so get ready. We're going to be rolling tickets out online soon. So very excited about that.
Jason said, fuck yeah. I assume he's talking about shows. He also said, I told everyone I know in Massachusetts to go see the fucking show.
Thank you, Jason.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate that, brother. Appreciate the support. And big thanks to everybody who showed up down there in the comment section. We do appreciate you. To Marcy, Sean, Jason, Nick. Nick was here. Yep, Nick was here earlier. And yeah, a lot of comments. Thank you guys so much for dropping by. Please go follow GW at Foley Kills. At GW Foley. Go visit, follow Collen at Collen D and at Woolen Mill Comedy Club or at Woolen Mill Comedy. Check out Woolen Mill Comedy on Facebook, where all the shows for the upcoming events will be posted. That is the place to find out about the upcoming Woolen Mill content. As well as if you want to see my shows, you can follow me over at all the usual places like Rumble and Gab, and of course YouTube, where I am well over 2,000 subscribers. Just thank all you people. We're at 2040 last I checked today, and yeah, that's pretty cool. We're up over 21 on Rumble, which is cool because I have now saved I am rumble.com/c/Hickory TDAU over there. So you need to find it. I am there, and we'll see everybody else on the after show. Thank you guys. This is Hickory, the Drunk and Underwhelming, signing out for GW Fall and Collen Doyle, imploring you all to stay safe, stay drunk, stay underwhelming, but most importantly, is that a real one? That was like one of the weirdest things, and I gotta say, in Florida, is they had like gator heads for sale, but it was literally like somebody chopped the fucking head off a gator and then just air dried it, and it still had all the shit in it. Like, it wasn't like up here when somebody has a deer mounted or a bear mounted, it's like just the skin on a plastic thing. Like, no, this was the whole damn head of the gator, and you could see all the dried grossness in the back where it's like neck and parts were. And same with the gator foot we got. It's just like a gator foot cut off the gator. It's still got all the meat and bones in there. It's just dried. It's like the most bizarre thing ever. I don't know. It just made me wonder how they don't smell. Anyways, imploring you all to stay safe, stay drunk, stay underwhelming. Most importantly, it's trying times, stay sane. Try not to kill your neighbor. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Drunk Magician out. Cheers.
And so I didn't get a chance to take my pants off.